Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. So I just have a super quick update for my Project 100 pan. If I went through every single item, we would be here for days. And I do have progress on quite a few items because I'm working through a lot of them. However, I just wanted to do this really quick update to talk about the products that I have finished and then show a couple of pan progress I've made. So the first thing I have finished is the Joe Fresh Sheer Tint. And this is sort of like a BB cream. This shade was too dark for me. It was the shade Bisque. Too dark, too yellow. Kind of a common thing with drugstore foundations for me. Okay, I ended up adding a little bit of a moisturizer to make it even lighter when I used this. However, I didn't have a whole lot in here and this packaging is really terrible. I know that the Joe Fresh products have been repackaged and relabeled and they look so much better now. This is a pretty old one, so I am glad that this is gone. The next thing I finished is this little Clinique Just Browsing, which is one of those mousse products, sort of like the Gimme Brow. This was too light for my brows, but it was okay. It was just a decent brow product to keep my brows in place. It was too light, like I said, so I couldn't just use it on my own or on its own like I can with the Benefit Gimme Brow, which is a more appropriate shade for my brows. This was too light, but you know, I could use it before I did use something like my Dip Brow or a powdered brow product so that I could keep my brows in place. But I definitely wouldn't repurchase this one. I finished my little baby sample of the Burberry Fresh Glow, and this is the Luminous Fluid Base. So I mixed this with my foundation and it was amazing. It was incredible how glowy my skin looked. I liked mixing it a lot with my NYX foundation, which is also in my Project 100 pan, and that I am slowly working through that one. Mixed with that foundation, which is a medium coverage, it just gave so much luminosity to the skin, and this is such a lightweight product. I didn't try using it as like a liquid highlight on its own. I just purely mixed it with foundation because I loved the results so much. I actually really liked it better than the Becca, and I previously had talked about the Becca liquid skin perfector I'd used before. I had the shade Opal, which was too dark for me, and I mentioned about using the shade Pearl, but formula wise I really like the Burberry better, so I would want to get a sample of Pearl to see color wise. Otherwise, the Burberry Fresh Glow would be on my list just because it gave me that luminous skin look that lasted for a long time, which is another issue I have with these sort of luminous products. I find that they don't last very long on my skin, a couple of hours, even after using setting sprays. It starts to separate and then my face looks patchy, so I can clearly see where the foundation is gone, usually around this area. So this place will look a little bit muddy, and then I'll have like patches that will be sort of still luminous, which is not cute. Nobody wants to look like that. So this was a win for me, and I'm very happy that I put this in this project. Otherwise I might not have used it for a while, and that's one of the greatest things about Project Pans, especially this one where there's so many products. I'm getting the opportunity to try and compare a whole bunch of different things. And the last product I finished is this deluxe size sample of the MAC Prep and Prime, which is a skin base, a primer. I definitely use this as a primer, not like the Burberry one where I mixed with foundation. This one does have those little glitter flecks in it, which I didn't notice at first until I caught it in certain lights, but it's absolutely beautiful. I love this primer so much. I did buy the full size of it. I'd actually bought it months and months ago until I started coming across all of these little samples, and I'm not even sure where they all came from because I definitely haven't placed that many orders with MAC, but I really like this. I really like the way that it looks. It's not my favorite with a lightweight foundation, I will say that. I like it with my naked skin, like the Naked from Urban Decay, which is one of my favorite foundations. This primer and that foundation together looks beautiful, except for when you're in certain lights, and then you can really see the little bit of glitter. But with a more medium slash full coverage foundation, this is gorgeous. One of the best discoveries I have ever made when it comes to makeup, just because it makes my skin look so hydrated and it helps my foundation last for hours and hours and hours without any of that patchiness or separation or fading, which is, I mean, you can't hope for anything better than that. So there's only 2 other products that I really have somewhat significant progress to show you guys. So I have the NYX color correcting concealer palette. So I have hit pan on all 4 of the shades. Not a lot of progress on these 2 actual concealer shades because these are actually meant to be more of concealing while these are color correcting, and I can use all 4 of these ones, but these ones I'm struggling with a little bit. I'm honestly babying this a little bit because I know I could have finished it by now, but I am just a little bit concerned about repurchasing it at the moment. As I mentioned before, I'm on a no buy and money's a little bit tight, so I'm just trying to make this last as long as possible. And then I have my NARS Olympia contour blush. So I haven't hit pan on the blush, but I did hit pan on the white shade there, and I'm not sure if I showed this already. For some reason I'm thinking that I didn't when I put this in here, but I use this white shade to generally set my entire face because it works for me that way. It can be a little bit too powdery, so I definitely have to use a light hand, but I find that because it is so light, and I am so light, like holding it up to my face, it looks like it wouldn't be a match, but just a tiny bit of this on a big fluffy brush on top of like the luminous looking foundation to really set it without taking away from that luminosity. And I find that even using something like a translucent powder will take away some of that luminosity, while this powder will work really well at keeping my makeup looking beautiful, which is what you want. So that was just a super quick update. I wanted to keep you guys informed on how this project is going. I am thinking about switching it up a little bit, and I'm thinking about starting to do weekly makeup baskets again, or maybe monthly makeup baskets. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to balance it with all of the other projects I have going on. I'm not sure I'm going to film those. My heart is saying no, but if people would be interested in seeing my makeup baskets and the products that I'm working through on a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis, please let me know. And if the majority wants to see those videos, I will definitely film them for you. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.